G'day and welcome to this week's Aviation News Roundup. First up is news involving low-cost carrier RyanAir. The Dublin-based airline currently operates a streamlined fleet of 270 Boeing 737-800 aircraft for the main parent company of RyanAir. To ensure that pilots don't need a new aircraft type rating and the logistics of retraining maintenance staff of a new aircraft, RyanAir decided to upgrade its fleet to the Boeing 737 MAX, which in the long term offers lower operating costs and a lower carbon footprint than the 737-800. On September 8, 2014, RyanAir placed an order with Boeing for 100 of the 737 MAX type, totaling to over $22 billion US. Now, I'm sure you're all aware of the safety concerns surrounding the type, with the MCAS issues plaguing the downings of an Ethiopian and RyanAir flights in 2018 and 2019. With the recent safety ban lifted by the FAA, Parisian routers state that an order of 75 additional MAX aircraft was placed by RyanAir. This brings the total order size to 210, with Boeing compensating RyanAir with additional aircraft to cover for the delay in the safety groundings. With a price tag of $125 million per unit, it is evident that RyanAir is looking towards turning a profit in the long term, rather than the short term. A statement relayed by RyanAir CEO O'Leary suggests that the type will begin en route sometime throughout 2021. Now to an incident that took place this week at Naha International Airport in Okinawa. On the 5th of December, Japan Airlines Flight 904 took off from Naha, bound for Tokyo's Haneda International Airport. Upon the ascent, the aircraft, a Boeing 777-200, built in 1997, was climbing towards its cruise altitude with 189 passengers and crew on board. Before leveling at an intermediary altitude of 19,000 feet, Engine 1 suffered an uncontained failure at approximately 16 or 17,000 feet. After landing at the airport in Naha, an immediate investigation was conducted into the Pratt & Whitney 4000 engines. The Japanese Civil Aviation Bureau found damage to at least 2 of the fan blades and a puncture wound to the engine casing. A post-incident investigation will be launched in conjunction with Boeing to understand how and why the failure occurred. None of the 189 on board suffered any injuries. To something quite peculiar now. Virgin Atlantic have been known to have high-quality onboard service. Now the airline is offering something quite different in the form of a 747 restaurant. The airline is set to host a pop-up dining experience, of which is already sold out. The package includes a tour of one of Virgin Atlantic's retired 747 Queen of the Skies, a cargo hold tour, followed by an exquisite 3-course meal. The money made from this event will be direct proceeds to the Trussell Trust, a UK-based NGO which provides food for the less fortunate. The last of Virgin Atlantic's 747 registered Golf Victor Romeo Oscar Yankee is set to depart London Heathrow on the 16th of December, bound for permanent storage. Finally, news concerning the President of the United States aircraft Air Force One. Air Force One is a pair of 2 Boeing 747s delegated to the President of the United States. This aircraft is not a normal aircraft, however, it is modified to include confidential communication technology, anti-missile defense equipment, and presidential facilities. Now, it takes a lot of experience and professionalism to pilot such an aircraft with such a prominent VIP on board. The US Air Force have created a partnership contract with US-based freight and passenger airline Atlas Air. This contract was initially drafted in 2007 and recently renewed this month. The US Air Force pilots qualified to pilot Air Force One received continuous training and flight time on Atlas Air's Boeing 747 fleet. This ensures that pilots are not only current, but receive advice and training from expertise of Atlas Air pilots, of whom usually have Air Force backgrounds as Top Gun pilots. Now it's that time of the show for the qualifying lap news. Southwest Airlines is looking to axe up to 6,000 jobs to reduce operations cost. Boeing cut 787 Dreamliner production aircraft from 14 to 15 aircraft a month. Brazilian airline Gol is set to resume flights this month with the Boeing 737 MAX. Ceased UK airline Flybe on the verge of returning to service after new owners apply for an air operator certificate. The German Air Force flies the longest A350 flight from Cologne to Sydney, lasting 19 hours and 13 minutes. Thanks for listening to this week's Aviation News Roundup. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next week's video.